Sneak peek.
Hey guys, it's Saturday. We're out here in the shop. The thermometer here says it's 28 degrees. So it's just a little bit on the nipply side. We went to town earlier and it was 14 degrees. So it's a little bit cold down here in Alabama. But we got work to do, so you ain't really got time to sit in a warm house. First of all, Brad's getting us a wood heater going, so we got some heat. But we've also got this torpedo heater going, get it a little bit warmer in here. That thing works fast, so yeah. Our latest video, let me get away from him over there. Our latest video came out, and hold on, I'll come back in just a second whenever he gets done beating on wood. Alright guys, we're back in the shop. It's Saturday. I already said that, but it was really loud in here because of the torpedo heater going. So we got that turned off and the wood heater somewhat going. The last videos we done, I didn't do a very good job telling you guys what was going on, what we had done, what we were working on, because I just didn't do my job in telling you. So we'll kind of go over a quick list of everything that we got done. So he reconfigured the lift bar because it was hitting on the J bar, and it was bent. So he just reconfigured it to where it was straight, and it worked. Got a new J bar mount, got a new pinion mount, got a new J bar. J bar isn't put on yet. That's the plan for today, is to get the J bar on because it just came in yesterday. Also, the right front lower just came in yesterday, or it came in today. So that's on the agenda today. He got the left front completely tore apart and put back together with a new spindle. Right front is completely tore apart. He's got to put the lower on it and the new spindle on it. And then what else have we done? New battery. Got that new battery in, and also had to do a little bit of fabrication on that to get it to fit, because the battery that was in it was a Go Lithium, and it's a smaller battery. So the XS battery, I believe is what he ordered, is a little bit bigger. So Brad had to do some fabbing on that because the mount had been cut down to fit the Go Lithium. Got that done. Then he added a bar on the left side, on the left rear, so that the chain would go right there, because of where the factory master built mount is for the chain limiter. It just doesn't work. So he did that. Also got the window bars. Brandon had the halo on this car raised because he's a... Show that on video the other night. No, I will. I'm going to show everything. He had the halo raised because he's a taller, bigger guy, so he raised that. But when they raised the halo, they raised the cage, did a great job. It looks fantastic. You can't tell that it's not factory. But when they did that, they didn't change the window bars. They just left the window bars what they were.
And I think I asked Brandon why they didn't do that, and I think he said they just ran out of time, or either they didn't talk about it, or there was some reason why they didn't do it.
Right. Okay.
That's not.
It wasn't just a poor, like they didn't just not do it.
Oh, well,
a poor job. Okay, clearly it wasn't a poor job because the halo looks fantastic. But the window bars, there was a big gap at the top of them. And if you've ever been in a race car and had something come in on you, that's not something you want, is a big gap in your window bars. Brad had a wheel cover come in and hit the roof of his car one time, and it looked rough. So if it would have hit him in the head or something like that, it probably would have been really bad. So you want those window bars to go top to bottom. So that's what Brad did. He closed that gap in, and he also moved them over just a little bit to close the gap also on the right side, which that was just standard. That was just the way it was, but we changed it around just a little bit. So I'm gonna show you the window bars first. Let's see. And I'll actually post a before and after picture on our Facebook, Days of Dirt Bradbury Racing. You'll be able to see that. It looks.
Water displacement 40. You see that anywhere?
Water displacement 40 right here, some. I don't know. So anyway, this is what he done. So before what it was, they stopped like right here. So there was a big gap right there, and it would have been easy for something to come in. Also over here, they stopped like right here, so that big part was just open. So Brad put a little leaning bar there, so that closes that in just a little bit as well. So it looks much better, looks much safer. I definitely want it safer for my husband, but we want it safer for Brandon as well. Don't want anybody getting in a car that isn't top notch as far as safety goes, because Brandon is a good friend of ours, so yeah. But that's beside the point. We don't want anybody getting in a safe car, in an unsafe race car. Yesterday, we went to Capitol. We woke up yesterday morning and Brad said, "You want to go to Capitol?" Sure, why not?
Well, we were supposed to go to Gatlinburg, didn't we?
Yes, we were supposed to go to Pigeon Forge. I forgot about that. We were supposed to go to Pigeon Forge this weekend, but the snow last week had the road still closed, and then they got some more on Thursday night when we were supposed to go up. So we just canceled our trip for this weekend, and we're gonna go at a later time. But it wouldn't have been so bad getting snowed in. It was just the getting up there. Didn't know how the roads were gonna be getting up there, so we just canceled that trip. So yesterday we went to Capitol, and we went and got deck metal for our car here. So yeah, deck metal, bumper, and jack bolt is what we got from Capitol. So let me go up here. I'm gonna show you the jack bolt on this car. We've already shown it before, but you may have missed that video. So here's the jack bolt on the car, and it actually doesn't look terrible from certain angles, but you can see down here how it shifted this way. So we got a new jack bolt for that. Right now there's no shocks on the car, it's just got ride height sticks. So we're getting closer to having Brandon's car done. On the agenda today for Brandon's car is getting the J-bar on, getting the right front lower on, getting the spindle on, and getting it all back together so that we can get the car on the ground and check bump, steer, caster, camber, tow, all of that stuff. The plan, as long as the weather holds off, the plan is to be at I-75 this weekend. Thursday is practice, Friday is racing for us limited guys. As long as weather permits, we should be there. We were worried if we were gonna have enough time to get everything done, but I believe we've got it done. As long as the lower and the J-bar goes on like it should, I believe we're good. We had problems with the J-bar even after he changed the lift bar. We were on live one night, and Steve Maynard from Earnhardt Technologies said he had one, so we called him, and he indeed did have one, so he sent us one. We're gonna get that on here, and hopefully it's what we need. I believe it is. And then he's working on here. This is the lower. He's getting the ball joint in here. I'm sure it's got some powder coating and threads. That's generally, they always do if they're powder coated.
Alright guys, so Dallas left to go shopping or something, I don't know. Anyways, she hadn't been here. I hadn't done any videoing either. Got the J-bar swapped out. I'm sure she showed you the Earnhardt bar that we got. If you can see up in there, the Earnhardt bar worked. There's plenty of clearance on the lift arm right there. You can see much better, thanks to Steve. That is a 4-inch drop J-bar. This is a 5¼ inch drop J-bar. That one's going to clear by a mile. So like I said, thanks to Steve at Earnhardt Technologies for letting us know about that and getting one shipped out to us. It's here. Rear suspension's pretty much complete. Well, it's roughed in anyways. I had to set the final pinion angles and all that good stuff once I get it down on the ground. Kind of the same thing here with the front suspension. Yes, you know, caster camber is going to change just a little bit once you set it down on the ground. But I did go ahead and I kind of roughed my caster and camber in on both sides. I got the ride height set on both sides with the jacks. So now I'm roughing in the toe. Once I get the toe kind of roughed in, then I can start putting shocks and springs back on it. Get the shocks and springs on it. Get the Hammond setup plates on all 4 corners. Like you see, I've already got it on both sides on the front. Get them on all 4 corners. Get them set down on the grounds. Double check our ride heights. Get all of our ride heights checked. Everything should be able to set, be set in stone as far as caster, camber, toe, bump steer, all that good stuff. Then we'll double check all of our ride height numbers, and then I can double check all of our spring loads on the spring smasher out in the trailer. Once I get all that complete, then it'll just be checking nuts and bolts, and making sure everything's back tight, everything's where it's supposed to be, getting everything charged up, and then working on tires and figuring out our tire situation. Me and Brandon looked at the weather probably about 2 hours ago, and the weather for I-75 this weekend's not looking too good. It's not too promising. Thursday looks to be a wash, Friday looks to be a wash, and Saturday looks to be the same. So not sure how that's going to play out or how that's going to work, but we're going to be sitting here and doing our best, trying to be ready to go and not have to rush around last minute and try to finish everything up. So I'm going to get in here and start working on getting the shocks back on the front, shocks on the back. I get the setup plates on the back and getting everything set down on the ground.
All right, so Brad is working on getting it set on the ground. You can see there he's already starting to work on front end settings with our Hammond Motorsports plates. Those are definitely something that every race team should have in their shop. We couldn't do it without them. He's also getting his shock back on. I have to get it on the left rear. He thought he was going to be at a standstill earlier. You probably explained that, didn't you? He thought he was going to be at a standstill on the lower on the right front because of, or I just need to, this little jam right here came off the other one. Well, this is bigger than the other one. I think that's a 5/8, and that one on that one is a 3/8 or something like that, so that one wouldn't work. But I think he was able to find one. I ran to town, just got back, but I think he was able to find one and got it on, and gonna be able to make that work. So glad to see that, and glad that he's been able to make some progress since I've been gone. Getting close to setting it on the ground, so closer to race day. All right, guys, so update. Car is on the ground on this Hammond setup plate. Everything's put together. Now what's left is just setup stuff, so we'll get everything squared away this coming up week. Hopefully get it finished up tomorrow. We'll see how all that goes, and then be back out here next week.
Hi guys, so I'm not sure where we left off the other night. This video here will be another compiled video, obviously. If you've made it to this point in the video, you already know that. However, today is Monday. Right? Yeah, Monday. I-75 has already canceled for this weekend. They're going to push it back to, what I tell you, February 8th and 9th. 8th, 9th, and 10th. So they shared a picture of the racetrack the other day, and it still had rain all over it, or snow all over it, and then it's going to rain all week. So, you know, I think it's a good call. I think they done the right thing there. And
8th through 10th. That's right.
Yeah, so 8th through the 10th. But like I said, I think they done the right thing. I think they made the right call there. Honestly, I'm not complaining because we still got a lot to do here. We got to get all this finished up on Brandon's car here. Once we get him finished up, the plan was to finish up and be loaded up tomorrow, Wednesday night. And then either, well, first of all, we got to organize the shop back up just a little bit. You know, our shop's not the most organized, but it's a little bit better than what it has been lately. Then we got the deck for my car that I could either start on, or we can get it kind of pushed out of the way for right now. I know we talked about this car going on a trip and kind of some different things happening this year, and while that is still true, we do still plan to have a couple of different things going on and do some different stuff. Those plans have kind of been put on hold for right now. Things have just what would you say, looked positive for us. Not positive.
We're more focused on business right now than we are racing.
Well, not necessarily that, because we're still focused on racing, but what our what our big news plans were, things have kind of been put on hold because some other things have fell into place, I guess is what I'm going to say. Not necessarily positive, negative, neither way. Just things have fallen into place. I still do plan to follow through with those plans, and once we do start following through with those plans, we'll make that announced here. Patreon already kind of knows about it a little bit, but for the time being right now, we're just going to hold off on that and see where we end up. But yeah, I mean, we've had several people reach out to us wanting us to do some work for them, some sheet metal work, some fabricating work, and just really, when you got a car sitting there that's tore up and tore apart, you can't turn down the work. It's been a blessing, not complaining at all. So gonna take it while I can get it and try to grow and continue to move forwards with it. And once we do that, we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop with everything that's going on and try to video as much as we can. I know the last week or two, we both kind of sucked it up basically videoing, but we've been time crunched. Like I said, we was planning on loading up 2 nights from tonight. So now that things are kind of relaxed a little bit, we can get that kind of under control and start back videoing the way we need to. As of right now, we do have a modified lined up coming to get a complete body put on. We've already got all the body panels. He decided to go with the MD3 sides and all, so we've already ordered all that. It's already here. He's just waiting for me to make a spot for him to bring his car. I don't expect his car to take very long, but you know, nonetheless, we will get that done. And then after that, we've got 2 more late models that have been talking to us. One is just needing a deck replaced, complete deck, not just a piece, but a complete deck. And then the other late model was wanting to drop the deck in a car. So we're trying to get everything worked on, trying to get everything just soaking it all in basically. It was something that we really didn't, I mean, we didn't really plan on it. We haven't really pushed it a whole lot, but you know, like I said, when people started asking and talking to us, we thought, well, crap, why not, you know? So anyways, that's why when we went to Capitol the other day, we went ahead and just got a deck for my car. That way it's cut out. All I gotta do is bend it up, which shouldn't take long at all. It's already drilled for all the pop rivets, bracing and everything. It's really time. It knocked out the time there. So that way it allows me to be busy with other things rather than having to spend the time to do that. But anyways, enough of me rambling. Dallas is gonna try to do a good job videoing tonight. She's over there laughing already. So
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about something.
So anyways, I'm gonna get in here and try to finish up Brandon's car, get the finished setup on it so that it's sitting here ready to go for I-75 February 8th and 9th, possibly the 10th, and be ready to go.
All right, so let's see what he's working on. He's got the Hammond setup plates off. It looks like he's starting to put shock bags on it. Got to be secretive. Y'all know how it is.
I don't know who washed this car. My God.
I bet it was Brandon. Brandon washed it.
He needs to fire his work, man.
Well, you know, if he didn't have 2 gallons of rear end over, it might not be throwing as much oil, right? so you heard the car running there. That's about all we've got done tonight. He's checked a couple of things. I'm assuming bump steer and stuff like that maybe have to do tomorrow. I'm not sure what his plans are for tomorrow, but let that thing run for a little bit. We went live on TikTok. If you don't follow us on TikTok, you should. We always go live on there just about every time we're out in the shop. The Rock Ledge Rocket there.
Sneak peek. Ooh. See if they noticed anything.
Give me that camera. All right, so anyway, follow us on TikTok if you want to see us live, the Rock Ledge Rocket. Subscribe to us here. You guys don't realize how much subscribing to us helps. It definitely helps. It helps drive our videos. Comment and liking our videos drives our videos, and in turn helps all of our sponsors: Warps Bay Performance Parts, Barrier Apparel Co., KT Heating and Air, Hammers Grading, Fatdaddys Crew out of Lafayette, Indiana, Allsouth Signs and Graphics, BB Designs, Penske Racing Shots, Gorsuch Performance, Brinn Transmission, and Vinson Racing. Just thanks to all of those great partners. We appreciate everything that they all do for us, and we'll see you back out in the shop next week.